Hello there. Have you ever wondered what the world would be without leaders? I mean, I have. And trust me, it's not a world that you want to be in. So, right about now, we're about to listen to some of the most delectable leaders we have on the planet. Leaders from TFI, the Fourth Institute, are going to be sharing with you their journeys, leadership skills, and many things that they have learned through their stay in TFI. So why don't you come aboard and let's learn together.
I'm leader Oyitamola Naomi Afolabi. I'm a writer, an author, and a content creator. I actually joined TFI in 2020.
I am Oluwadamilare Caleb Fabi. Most people know me as Fadaka. I'm a student leader and academic researcher and data analyst. I joined TFI in 2021.
My name is Alade Christiana Bukola. I'm a data analyst by profession. I joined TFI in 2020.
My name is Ogundeji Damilare Adeshola, a student in the University of Ibadan. I'm a member of TFI and I joined in 2023.
My name is Ali Miriam. I'm a student leader, social director of the Department of Communication and Language at University of Ibadan. I run a cleaning agency. I'm an entrepreneur. And also, I have the initiative Experiences That Matter that allows people share their stories in ways that touch lives and inspire change. I joined Leaders Fourth Institute 2020.
My name is Emmanuel Adefa. I joined TFI in the year 2021 and it's been an awesome experience.
My name is Amidat Olajide Abimbola. I'm an entrepreneur and I joined TFI in 2020.
My name is Torulokbe Ayomide Salami. People call me Tulu. And amongst many other things, I'm a graduate of law from the prestigious University of Ibadan. And I'm an author. I've written 2 books. I'm an entrepreneur. I sell t-shirts and sweatshirts, hoodies, something like what I'm putting on. And I'm a leader. I lead a couple of organizations, the ones I founded and the ones that I'm privileged to just be elected as the leader. So yes, I think that should do it. Well, I was privileged to be part of the founding members of Leaders Fourth that transpired to be TFI today in 2020, and we're the first set of the basic leadership class. And I would say that the world itself seems to be a bundle of questions, and leadership will answer a lot of them, ranging from personal life, you have to lead yourself, to what the society demands. So joining initially was not really something that I felt like there was a specific need. It was a whole lot, and the society was just something that answers a whole lot of questions. So that was why I joined. And the leadership course really opened my eyes to many things. We had different areas of leadership that was tackled, and all of them came with new perspectives.
I joined the course because I was always afraid to speak in public. And the person that told me about the program was like, you need it. And indeed I needed it because it helped me a lot.
So prior to the program, I was just a student, go to school, just make sure that you are studious from class to church and all of that. But joining TFI opened my eyes to a lot of opportunity in the university environment that a student needs to key into. So it's not that we just pass through the school and by just going to school, but get involved in different organizations and build ourselves intentionally for the world outside.
The most valuable skill I've learned is personal branding. When I joined TFI in 2020, I don't think of branding as such, but through some series of webinars that we had then that was so fixated on personal branding, I began to take it more seriously, especially when it comes to the digital world. Your personal branding there matters, and beyond the digital world, the people you meet, the reputation that you carve. Our reputation can be carved. So I learned to always present myself better, and not just presenting myself better, but to actually be better so I don't become an hypocrite. Another skill that I really appreciate from TFI is networking, and the fact that you are in the midst of many excellent people, especially women. So you do not settle for less, you do not become less yourself, you try to become more of what you are. You don't be average. You cannot be average in TFI, because you see this person graduating, being the best graduating student here, you see another one there graduating with a very high grade. I think there was someone recently that was the second in the whole university. So that kind of association, that atmosphere, made networking and excellence come naturally to me.
I learned about emotional intelligence. I learned about leadership. I met a lot of people that changed my perspective about a lot of things. I made friends in TFI, and those friends have been like life-changing for me.
A lot, and it could be traced to Head Start. Head Start was that masterclass we had where speakers from all over the world. It was a virtual event, but we had speakers from all over the world tackling their forte in leadership, and a combination of all those, branding, public speaking, a lot of it just modeled me, and that was when I knew that something bigger than myself was kickstarting, was the Head Start. So I could trace it to that, and since then it's been beautiful, like I said.
Actually learned a lot from Leaders Fought. One that stood out for me was the fact that when I wanted to write my book, Leaders Fought actually inspired me to write my book, because we had several leaders writing at that time, and that was a source of inspiration for me to write my book at that time. And like I said, for Experiences That Matter initiative, Leaders Fought helped me shape my mindset. You know, we learned a lot about emotional intelligence and all of that. So yes, I learned so much from Leaders Fought.
But then I will confess that all programs held at CFI, every session, they're always wonderful, sincerely speaking. Wonderful. In fact, the best. I haven't gotten the best. Once you get the best, still anticipate for the best. And of course, most individuals who come around to share knowledge, they're always great minds. So honestly, it's just awesome.
For me, what changed my approach was when they added some of the leaders from Cote d'Ivoire, and they were doing so amazing, and I'm like, yes, I can do this too. So what I saw them do, what I saw the people of the Fourth Institute do, made me think that I could do it, and I actually did some things that I thought I could not do before I joined the Fourth Institute.
It was one of the sessions where I found out that one of the leaders, one of the speakers, had a history similar to mine, and from where I am, I saw that I can be anything. What that person was is possible with me and for me. So, and the person was selfless enough to share every step they took along the way, and I saw that, okay, now let's have it. You just need to tick some boxes, like I said, public speaking, tick some boxes like intentionality, passion, service, branding. So that was when that same Head Start.
Before TFI, leadership is something that I viewed as external. You know, growing up, the people that we called leaders are people that are in political positions, people that are maybe taking positions in, it can be a classroom, it can be an organization, but TFI made me see leadership as something internal. Leadership is personal. You must lead yourself. It's not until you have a religious or political leader lead you. You have to lead yourself, because when you lead yourself, you inspire others, you influence others to do things in the excellent way. Emphasis on excellence, because we have so many leaders today that they are not leading themselves well enough, but they still have followers. But in TFI, excellence and continuous growth is emphasized. So that is something that has changed about my worldview, and it has helped me approach leadership positions. Even sometimes when you just get somewhere and you feel that problems just need to be solved there, and you know, in Nigeria here, people have problem with leadership, they don't want to step up. Well, being a student of TFI, you just know that somebody has to step up to this and just take the lead.
So before TFI, I've always been a leader, I can say that, but it was never this structured. It was never this intentional. TFI was the community I needed to know that leadership is an intentional thing. And when we started, it was alongside people of my caliber, people that had passion, but maybe it was just raw. So TFI was the refiner for the passion. So since then, it's been focus. I think that answers it exactly. Focus. I wasn't a focused leader. Now, with another level of intentionality, I'm more focused.
For TFI, leadership was something that I thought I could not do, especially because I could not speak publicly to more than maybe 2 people. After TFI, they taught us about a lot of things, emotional intelligence, how to deal with people, and they taught us about leadership, and that really shifted my perspective. Now I feel like I can do anything, especially leadership. I can lead anybody, leadable, now that I've joined TFI, and I'm still a member of TFI. During my service year, I served in the government house, and I was part of the protocol officers to the governor. And I feel like without TFI, I don't think that would have been possible for me. It wouldn't have been possible because I would have been going to the back whenever anything was needed. I was able to do a lot in the government house. Also, I have a business that the main purpose is to bring out the beauty of women. And with beauty, I feel like you can lead. Yeah.
So thank you very much. Before I answer that question, I would like to state the impact of TFI basically, because TFI is a map to me, because my fear is not becoming, to be precise, but my fear is not becoming, because mostly I believe that we are just born great. You can do great things. You're at liberty to do it. So why the fear of becoming? Well, basically, the fear is not becoming, because once you see it and you are not doing anything, then you will not become. So basically, TFI has really helped me, has impacted my life, has actually integrated me into leadership, to be precise. So as a result of the skill I learned in TFI, I've been able to impact lives and different individual and personnel I have met in different structure, basically.
Okay, so one project I improved on was Experiences That Matter. Experiences That Matter started 2019, and the whole goal of ETM at that time was just so that people can just share their experiences. We bring people together, network. But over time, I've learned to carve out how to share stories in ways that actually touch lives particularly. So we're not just sharing stories for the fun of it, not just sharing stories for just sharing stories' sake, but for the psychological impact of change, positive change, inspiring positive change. I think that's what Leaders Fort has taught me.
Well, I'm privileged to lead an organization called Greatness in Simplicity Initiative, amongst every other portfolio I have. So at Greatness in Simplicity Initiative, we focus on people, purpose, and philanthropy. We focus on 4 SDGs, SDG 1, 2, 4, and 8. So far, we've been able to successfully do some projects that includes feeding 4 students when I was in the University of Ibadan during the exam period for a week. We were also, last year, 2024, we had the Lucrative Skills Scholarship where we got facilitators to teach youths and young adults skills of their choice. And we had about 540-something applications where eventually, after a lot of structures, we had well over 100, I think 125 graduated and got certified. That's just 2 of the many other projects we do at GSI.
Okay, for me, like I said before, the experiences I've learned from TFI is basically leadership, how to lead people with emotional intelligence, transformational leadership, and I feel like when I was the president of my department, which would also not have been possible without public speaking that TFI taught me, I was able to help a lot of people do better, especially academics, during my my term as the president of my department?
Well, it's more of a subconscious attempt. Everything I've learned, I believe they make me who I am. And when I'm making my decisions, they are influencing it. But there's something I would like to point out as regards this question. It will be the community, the kind of friends I have. Seeing people do big things and they're around you automatically spur you to attempt big things. So I remember the set of guys that started together in 2020, Kingsley himself, Uthman, a lot of us. These people were doing big things like writing books of what they know about, starting projects, and it was just subconscious that I wrote books, started projects, I lead intentionally. And I was also privileged to run on the post of the student union presidency when I was also on campus. Leaders Fought initially was not really, in fact, till now, it's not really about occupying positions. But if you feel like you're up to the task and there's an opportunity, people seized it. And I can say that it was one of the reasons that I thought that I was a fit for it and I ran for it, and it was an amazing one eventually. So yes, that should count.
Yeah, over the years, I've gained a lot of relevant experiences from Leaders Fought that have been very helpful, particularly in my student life when I was a student in the University of Ibadan. Of course, I had the privilege to also hold a couple of leadership positions. I was once the speaker of my department's Student Representative Council, where I had to work as a team with a couple of leaders. Aside that, also, I'm the convener of the Becoming Conference that started in the year 2022, and that conference has directly impacted over 1,000 people. All right, so these experiences that I've acquired in the Leaders Fought TFI has been very, very helpful and relevant to me. I mean, I get to have a lot of young people that get to come around me wanting to, get to discover themselves. They have questions and all of that. And I also get to provide them that privilege, that opportunity to also, take up leadership roles that can help them.
Okay, so not that I have people that I directly can call mentors, but I've made sure that everything that I've learned in TFI, I've passed through to others, especially women, that we begin to know the word of ourselves and follow the like of women who have carved a niche for themselves and they are doing very well in the industries that they have.
Well, I'm privileged to have a lot of mentees that look up to me. Well, as much as I have many people that do not know me, on a daily basis, I just get WhatsApp texts, people thanking me for living the kind of life I live. But apart from those ones, I have guys that are directly accountable to me, asking me questions, and let me just say roughly 20 that can pinpoint and know that we have an active mentor-mentee relationship. So what I've been able to impart to them is to say that if you set structure and just know that people need what you have, and so far you have a good heart and they are willing to learn, of course, go for it, impart them.
I've mentored and influenced people from what I've learned at the Fort Institute. Directly, I would say that I've mentored over 100 people from what I've learned at the Fort Institute.
I mean, being in TFI has really helped me when I get to think of how it has impacted me relationship-wise this time. I mean, getting to meet people from different walks of life, from different backgrounds and all that. I think to a large extent it has affected how I get to relate with people, talking about developing skills like emotional intelligence, people management, the ability to work with people as a team. I think that's one relevant experience I've also really acquired from TFI.
For me, TFI is a fortress for me. Joining TFI was like a turning point for me. TFI made me believe that I can do anything. Like I can do literally anything that I put my mind to. I've also met so many people that the quality of people in TFI will make you think that anything is possible. And that is what TFI has done for me. Formerly Leaders Fought has done for me aside leadership.
Oh yes, this might be an unexpected answer to an unexpected question. So when we started TFI, I took things personally to the extent that people thought I was the owner people like that organization I founded, I think it was because I was very interested in learning and interested in promoting the organization. So people thought I was the leader. I was like, I have to explain back then that I'm just one of the leaders at the fort. I am not the founder. So I feel like if you can do, allow me to say this, someone else's job, or rather, if you can promote someone else's organization, yours will also be promoted. So yes, I learned to love a cause as though it's mine.
Well, if I didn't join TFI, I think there will be a lot of gap between my leadership abilities, my international exposure, and some skills that I've gotten from the organization. Over the past few years, from when I joined TFI, I've held over 4 leadership positions where I've been able to utilize the skills I got from TFI, the experience, knowledge I got from TFI. I've been the secretary of Namdi Azikiwe. I was the majority leader at the Students' Union SRC. Presently, I'm the chairman of Namdi Azikiwe, and I still hold some other political positions where I've been able to perform excellently well using the experience from TFI.
If I didn't join TFI, I wouldn't even be sitting down here. I wouldn't be able to like face the camera, number one. Number two, the quality of friendships and the quality of things that I do, the way I put my mind to things, the way I believe I can do anything, the way I deal with people would not be the same. TFI has changed a lot for me, and I will advise that if you want anything great, even if you don't want to be a leader, if you don't want to be a leader, you just want to be a good follower, if you want to meet quality people that will motivate you to do more, I feel like TFI is the best place for you.
Well, I believe God runs my life. If I had not joined TFI, I sincerely do not know where I would be, but of course, but it would definitely not be here. Imagine the kind of friends I've met, relationships that I've altered, people that have given me pieces of advice, supported me when I did things, and in fact, organizations that I founded, I've had other leaders do this with me. So it has really, really helped me beyond what I can say. But as regards where I would be, I sincerely have no idea. You know, only God knows that.
One thing I know TFI for is it builds you not just as a local leader, but as a global leader. And so far, I've been able to get skills that can help me to achieve that. And my vision really is to redefine what good governance is in Nigeria and internationally.
Okay, so I picture a society where an average individual is intentional, moves around knowing that their actions have consequences and not just do anything anyhow. And that starts with self-leadership and ultimately leading other people. The role of TFI in that would be the fact that I've seen that one person at a time, we can impact people. We can show them what's lacking. We have a lot of plans like the leadership course and other projects we do that show so far that one person at a time, really millions, eventually maybe billions, would see the light of leadership, I believe.
I would advise the person to join TFI because for me, in 2020, TFI was the turning point for me because I was almost finishing school, and if I had gone with the mindset I have, things would have, I won't be able to progress well as I have with the type of knowledge, the type of people that I meet at TFI. They breed excellence, and that has made me to put excellence into everything that I do, to be able to put myself out there to show people what I am doing. And even if I'm doing everything that everyone else is doing, I have to show something unique about me. So I would advise that if anybody wants to walk fast in life, make progress, and also breed a community of excellence, TFI is the place to be.
Like I stated earlier, TFI is a map, honestly. Once you don't belong to TFI, you might actually be missing out. Sincerely speaking, you might actually be missing out because this is a place where life is being beautified, honestly. When you learn leadership, of course you have great things, but this is where we integrate you to the system. You just follow the map. Of course, I do say something that we have a lot of people outside there who cannot even navigate the map. It's quite funny, but that's just it. But once you join TFI, of course, you would be able to navigate through the map because the map is just there for you to follow. Then you attain leadership and you do well.
If you are watching this and you have the opportunity of joining TFI and you have not, my question is, why not? Why haven't you? There is no con to it, just pros. You would never regret it. People, allow me to say that leadership is that question that you must answer. You must learn to lead yourself and you must learn to lead other people because that's life, ultimately, service to humanity. So unless you just want to live life and just live in impact, then of course you can say live energetically, or I would advise you join.
Global leader.
I'll say growth. Leaders for TFI means growth to me. It has evolved over the years and I can only imagine what it will turn out to be years from now. Yeah, growth.
I see TFI as a family. I see TFI as a group of people that one should really watch out for the nearest future. TFI is grooming the next breed of transformational leaders that is going to transform the African continent. So in the next 5-10 years, TFI is an institution you should really watch out for because the transformation is really going to be phenomenal.
TFI to me, in one word, would be the place where leaders are raised, the place where visions are sharpened, be the place where it's like family of leaders, of visionaries, of trailblazers. Be a part of us.
Ooh, I'm a better for it. Just those few minutes staying and speaking to the very, very, very delectable leaders. I have learned a lot. From emotional intelligence to networking to, even you becoming a better public speaker. Trust me, guys, I really don't know what you're waiting for. You need to be at TFI. Join us today. You don't need to wait. You want to be better? Join TFI. You want to be better at public speaking? Join TFI. Emotional intelligence. You want to up your game? I think this is where you need to be. So, we're waiting for you to join us. Thank you.